Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing tonight? This is Johnny and Sloth here. Well, Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing tonight? This is Johnny. And we're going to do it. Let's drink a Coke tonight. Let's drink a Coke. So I hope everybody brought a Coke tonight, because I did. Real fresh and Coke. It tastes really good. Can you guys hear me? If you can, give me a 1 in the chat room. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, give me a... Okay, thank you, Ruben. So how's everybody doing tonight? My topic tonight is going to be about what we like about Christmas and what do we like, what kind of food we like at Christmas holidays. One, I like Coca-Cola. Second of all, my favorite thing is ham, a spiral ham with it glazed, and with some pineapples on top of it, with some cherries on top of it, and then we get down to the stuffing. Then we get down to the shit like that. We're going to talk a lot more about that. But there's a couple of rules I wanted you to go by. Is y'all be polite. Be polite to one another in the chat room, because I don't have no mods. I don't have no Harley. Just be polite. Be respectful. Be you. Don't be nobody else. Be you. Don't be nobody else coming in the chat room. Be yourself. And like I said, just enjoy each other, and we'll have a fun doing this tonight. And if you guys want to help my channel out, I got my Cash up there. It's Yarbrough, is money sign Yarbrough, Yarb, YARB 76 Cash App. We really appreciate it if you will help me with my channel so we can keep it more content, keep coming. But like I said, there's somebody who wants to say hi. Oh, I had my cat. I was going to have her say hi to y'all guys, but she's acting weird tonight. But I don't know what's wrong with her. But she's okay. But I always like the cranberry sauce. I love fruit pie. I love my favorite when my grandma was alive. She used to make me pea salad. Pea salad. It came with peas, Miracle Whip, cube of pepper jack cheese, and Miracle Whip, and it was so delicious. Another thing is that, believe it or not, I like butter. I like butter. And I just love everybody here in the chat room tonight. Sherilyn, hi Sherilyn. Hello Laura. Hello Wolf. Melissa. Purple Pecs. Ruben. How you guys doing tonight? Everybody there? I'm saying hi to everybody right now. But like I said, this is my come here, baby. Come here. She won't come to me. She's right here, guys. She's right here. Come here, baby. Come here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my cat. Come here. Come here. Huh? My butt show you? Yes. Oh no. They heard you. Oh no. Come here, baby. You better stop it. Sorry about that, guys. Here's my little kitty. This is Bug right here. And she's very, really beautiful. And she is beautiful. And Bug, I got Bug from a guy that works too much. He was hello, Lady Divine. And the cat was, like I said, the cat was owned by a nurse, and he couldn't take care of her no more. And so he had too much hours he works, and she's independent. All she wants to do is just be independent. She really doesn't like nobody holding her, but she lets me hold her every once in a while when she's in a great mood, huh? But I'm about to let you down. But say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. But I'm out of here. She's out of here. Bye. She's gone, y'all. She's gone. And but like I said, I really don't have, that's what I wanted to share with one of you. Yeah, I got one of them. Yeah, I only get one of them hams. I can't remember. I forgot what they're called too. What's that ham called? What's that ham called? If anybody in the chat room can ask Ruben's question about, because I don't remember the name of remember the name either. Yeah, so I think it was called honey baked ham, wasn't it? Where you take the glaze and you put it and you spread it over. Who likes mashed potatoes? I love mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes and cheese in it. Yeah. And who loves anybody like Brussels sprouts? Anybody like corn? Anybody like carrots? Everybody like you guys tell me what you guys want to see, what you guys like. I like to see what you guys like too. I like cookies. I like pies. I like, my favorite all-time pie is pecan pie. Pecan pie. That sounds really good. But if you guys have your Coke, drink your Coke. Yeah, I was laying down this morning and I was thinking about what can I share with these nice people in the chat room today, my viewers and my subscribers today. And I was tripping about, well, let's see. Let's talk about Coca-Cola or talk about Sprite. And I said, no, I don't want to drink. I don't want to talk about Sprite, because Sprite is like when you got an upset stomach or something's going on with you, you want to drink some Sprite. And yeah, so I hope you guys like what I'm saying. Do smash that like button. Hit the like button if you like to hit like button. Leave any comments you want to leave in the comment box, and I will greatly answer your comments at the end of the night. This is my second show, and I wanted to come on here again tonight and just talk about Christmas dinner or Christmas gifts or anything you guys want to talk about. Really, like I said, my chat room's open. Y'all can talk as much as you want. I like oh, you like Diet Coke, Carrie? Oh, okay, that's good enough. Laura P says Dr. Pepper rules. I see that. Dear Lord, to get oh yeah, okay. So anyway, so on Christmas Eve, I start doing my ham, and the way I do it is how I make my ham is I get it up there, I take it out of the package, and I get some honey, and I put honey all over it, and then I take the glaze and I put the glaze on it. I put the glaze on it when I after I cook it and it comes out of the oven, and then I put the pineapples around it with the cherries on top of it. That sounds pretty good. I bought a ham last night, as a matter of fact, and it was on sale, and I got it. Thank God. I think my ham was like $19. That's how much my ham was, and I got a few other things. I got my Hawaiian bread, my Hawaiian little roll breads, and but anyway, I appreciate you guys coming on here tonight. Oh, it's this way. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, so anyway, like I don't know what else to say. Is that I'm just talking and rumbling on. Jim Terry, I was thinking about. I was going to ask Jim Terry. Oh, and guess what, guys? I'm letting you know right now. I will not let that guy beat me. I promise you guys. I will not let that guy beat me. I'm going to try my hardest to win. Okay. and I'm not going to let nobody beat me. And I'm getting hungry too, Carrie. Cheers. Anybody's got a Coke or Dr. Pepper or anything to drink in their hand, let's do a cheers, everybody. Cheers. Ching ching. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. Back to my cat. When the owner of the cat previous owner that had my cat, he worked too much. He didn't have enough time for her, and I was looking for a cat anyway. And then I saw her on there, and the person that lived close to me, and so I go ahead and get down to my. That's right, Melissa Mones, in 2 big bites. I already got that and stored. I can beat 24 seconds. I don't even know why it took me 43 seconds last time, because I guess I was nervous and I didn't want to throw up all over the place or get sick. But I'm not going to get sick. But anyway, he told me he worked too much and he had her on a leash. So she walks on a leash. I can take her outside. But every time I take her outside and I take her in my car. And so I take her in my car. I take her in my car and I give her a ride. She doesn't like. I won't let her walk outside because there's a dog that's next door, and she gets, and the dog's really really loud, and I don't want her to get all scared to go outside. So I just pick her up and carry her to the car. And so anyway, I took her to the vet. We got her spayed and she got fixed. And so we did that. And so we got her fixed. And then after that, she had a cone on her head so she wouldn't lick all the her stitches where her stitches were at. So 14 days passed on by, and now she's doing really, 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 really good. She's doing really well. And I'm so excited for Christmas. I'm so excited for everything that I have ever done so far in my life. This Christmas is going to be really, really not depressing, but sad, because a lot of my friends are not going to be around because they're going out to be with their families. And I understand that, and but like I said, it's just me and my kitty and whoever friends that comes over here for Christmas. And that's what I appreciate. I might on Christmas Eve, I'm going to talk to Jim about start doing after shows, like after his show's done, then there's an after show right after the Outlaw used to do. I'm going to see if he wants to do that. And stuff like that. And but like I said, the butter contest, I'm ready for it. I've been waiting all week for it. And I hope he comes correct, that he comes with not with no butter, no fucking, excuse my language, no butter in silicone or cellophane, or you know what I mean? Because he had his butter and some cellophane. He didn't even have the butter wrapped up from the store. You know what I mean? Like when I come to the table, my butter is going to be wrapped. Huh? His wasn't wrapped though. Oh, he sucked it out of the wrapper. Oh, well, whoa, wow, now you sucked it out of the wrapper. Oh, can't believe that. Uh-oh. Yes, Santa is coming, and I hope his fat ass can make it down the chin of me. That's real cute right there. But like I said, I don't know how to put like some of these messages up here. Hey, look at there. There's Mr. X is in the house. Hey, Mr. X, how you doing? You want to come up on the panel? I'm over here now. Do you want to come up on the panel? You're more than welcome to come on the panel. I sent you an invitation already. I emailed you. I'll do it again. I'll invite you again. Give me 1 second. I'll email you right now. Give me 1 second, guys. Jim Perry. Okay. If you are on when I get back, I will. I can't right now. I'm on phone. Okay, no problem. I'll wait for you. I won't hang up. I won't get off here. Okay. But anyway, like I said, I want to talk to Jim and Mr. X about doing an after show party. You know, if they can't do the members one right away, so I would do the after party after everything's done. You know, and if everybody's already saying hi, Mr. X, I'm saying hi, Mr. X. Bugbag saying hi to you. But good to see you, Mr. X, in the chat room. Glad to see you. But when you come back, you're more than welcome to come up on the panel. But like I said, I'm trying to learn how to do the avatar. I don't really know how much to do the avatar. Where were we talking about? What was we talking about? Oh, I know what we're talking about. We were talking about my cat. Anyway, so my cat had got that thing around her head, and so she had that cone around her head, and so she finally got it off last week. We took it off with her last week, and now she's just running around through the whole house like she doesn't care. You know what I mean? She's awesome when she does that. You know. Oh, he's driving. Okay. Yes, that. Oh yeah. That is Donald Trump behind me. Donald Trump is in the house. He's sat right here behind me. He's on the speaker. He's listening to music right now. And I also was talking about, I had some potato chips and I forgot to get my potato chips. I was eating some potato chips earlier with some French onion dip, and it tasted so good. Jalapeno chips with French onion dip is so good. You know, and I really hope you guys don't think I'm sounding like a dork or I'm corny doing this. Like I said, it's my second time doing this, and I really enjoyed doing this, and I really like talking about whatever comes across my mind. But like I said, I'm a nice person, and I'll give my heart out to the world if I had to. I already do, and like I said, my heart goes out to everybody that I want to go to. And like I said, back to the Christmas dinner. Back to the Cokes. We got Coke here again. You drink your Coke, y'all. But like I said, Gay Sloth is here, and he really wants to show you guys. You guys want to see Gay Sloth again? Okay. Where'd it go? You guys want to see Gay Sloth? 1 second. 1 second. If you guys want to see Gay Sloth again, give me a 1. Hey, you guys, do you want to see Gay Sloth? And give me a 1. Hi guys, how you doing? And look at my hair. I got one little strip of hair here. Yep. So anyway, if I win the butter contest, that's how I want Just Mike to shave his head with just a little piece of hair like this on top of his head. If I win. And I want to share something with you guys again. a lot of you guys were not on the show last time when I did a test show. I do have Bluetooth speakers, and I have and I have string of lights for sale. And if you guys want a Bluetooth speaker or you guys want any string of lights, I give you a really good deal on those. But like I said, this is one of them right here. This is one of my speakers here. This is one of them right here.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
That's one of them. And it lights up here on the speaker end, and it has all these different designs on here, like a car, like Paris, like France, like there's little birds on here, and like they're really cool. And I also got crystal balls. I also got this one. This little bad guy right here. It's a speaker here too. I got about 50 of those. But like when I went to the warehouse, when I was on a Tuesday, I called Jim when I was in my car, and I saw Jim. Man, I want to see that. Five Finger Death Punch is coming to Southern and Inglewood with Pantera and Metallica. Yes, I would love to see them. I'm going to try my best to go see them. That is my favorite band of all times, Mr. X. I love Five Finger Death Punch. Well, anyway, and Five Finger Death Punch, my favorite song is "I Got Your Six." If anybody doesn't know what that means, "I Got Your Six," it stands for the military. It means I got your back, and that is very, 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 very unique when he sung that song, "I Got Your Six," and that was very good. Rebecca says text her. But anyway, that's where I stand with that. And right now, oh my God, I'm going on longer this time than I did last time. I've been on the show right now for, let's see how many people are in there. We got 18 watching now. Let's get this chat room swelled up. Let's get the more people in here. If not, it's okay. I get what I can get. Amen. And like I said, I got some more water speakers over here. They're waterproof speakers. And yeah, so I saw Ivan, if I ever sing back when he was in a small band called Motorgart. Yep, you're right. I remember that too, Motorgart. How about you guys what kind of music you guys like to listen to? What's y'all's favorite bands? Y'all show me in the chat room what you guys like. What's your favorite band, Mr. X? You listen to country, Mr. X? In 1 second, I'm typing something. Oh, Hollywood Undead. Yes, they're pretty good too. All right, here's the band for you. Simple Plan. Simple Plan. Or how about, what's that band's name? They're from California. They're from LA. I listen to them all the time. Oh, Rage Against the Machine. I was just telling Johnny he needs to get text now. Get it. Not you buy them, LOL. I was telling Johnny he needs to get I don't know. Whatever that means. Anyway, so Mr. X, what were you saying? What you were telling me? Hey, Paul, my friend Paul, he came by and he told me hi. Now I got to tell him that I gotta tell. Oh, he loves the Beastie Boys. You love the Beastie Boys. I love Rage Against the Machine. I love Rage Against the Machine. I love Pantera. I love my uncle. Believe it or not, my uncle went to school with Pantera with Daryl Dimebag and all them guys. Yeah. Okay, and so Five Finger Death Punch, Metallica, and Pantera are going to be in Inglewood, California. Oh my God, dude, that's going to be so awesome. I got to see how much the tickets are going to cost. I got to go see them. I see in the chat room, Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave. Yep. How about Good Charlotte? Anybody likes Good Charlotte? How about Aerosmith? Anybody likes Aerosmith? And see, that's another thing I was thinking about doing too, is that I was thinking about having a music trivia. The cheapest ticket is $138. The cheapest ticket is $138. Thank you, Mr. X. I'm gonna appreciate that. I'm gonna try to strive for that. I'm gonna try to strive for that to go get one. I'm gonna have to get two because I'm gonna take my friend with me too, because he's the one that has the car. Oh, parking's expensive there? Oh, man. Where are they playing at? Are they playing at the new Inglewood Stadium, at the football stadium? Where are they playing at? Send a link. Okay. Send a link. Okay. Hey, Mr. X, I did email you the link a while ago. I emailed you Jim Terry. Like I said, I don't know how to do this, Mr. X. I invited you earlier, so let me see. I'll put the link in here on the bottom. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, there you go. Copy. Right. There you go, Mr. X. Okay, cool. Okay.
Mr. Yeah, I'm over here now.
Mr. X, can you hear me?
Yep.
I see you. You're on my screen, buddy. Good. Right, I'm glad you came over, man. I missed you. I missed you the last time we were on, and I missed Jim Terry too. And this is the longest I've been on stream for 28 minutes, and it's just like very shocking me that I'm just trying to find things to talk about. You know, my topic tonight was going to be about drinking Coca-Cola and thinking about what I like to eat for Christmas time, and I ran out of it. So
I'll tell you what, sometimes what it helps to do is just to write out, a bunch of topics, like little notes, and then you could kind of just improv off of that, like, oh, Coca-Cola, the time I pissed myself, that kind of stuff, or, whatever it might be. Then you could just go on and then go off the chat too. But let me go to this Five Finger Death Punch. So the other day I was near SoFi Stadium. For those cheap motherfuckers out there, I recycled some cans. There's a can recycling place across from Hollywood Park there. I recycled about a month or two worth of cans that I saved up, got $20. It's 3 months of Jim Terry VIP Plus, by the way. And I saw Five Finger Death Punch, Pantera, Metallica coming to SoFi August 25th and 27th.
You say what was those dates again?
August 25th and 27th. You could look it up on StubHub. They're going to be there 2 days.
Man, that's my favorite band too. And I got it.
That's what caught my eye. I never heard of them until you just, you mentioned them. Obviously, I know who Metallica is and, Pantera, but Five Finger Death Punch, it must be a newer band.
Yeah, well, they've been around like 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Well, I mean, they weren't around when I was in middle school in the 80s. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
No, they came out
10 years is newer to me, Yeah,
they came out I think they came out in the late 90s.
Okay.
In the late 90s, yeah.
So yeah, this that parking over there could be anywhere from 50 to $100 depending on, like right now the Chargers are playing at home against the Dolphins. And what I've done before is just have somebody drop me off and I just walked in. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, so like I'm thinking about I'm definitely going to go. I'm definitely going to go. And the cheapest ticket is $138. But that's my
2-day pass. So one's on the 25th and one's on the 27th. So I don't know if you go both days or I'm not sure what that means.
I think when I saw Outlaw video, he was talking about it too. He said in Arlington Stadium and where the Dallas Cowboys play, it was only for one night, and they were selling a ticket for $1,000 for one ticket for $1,000 for Arlington Stadium. Yeah, and it was only for one night.
And I think that's the worst ticket too. Like that's the least expensive ticket that I've seen.
Well, so. I paid when I went to go see him. Remember I told you guys I went to go see them up in Irvine. Yeah. Remember? And I had two tickets, and they cost me roughly for both tickets. They cost me $300. $300.
That sounds about right. Now, SoFi obviously is the newest stadium. It's the best stadium I've ever been in my life. I haven't been into the stadium in Vegas yet, which I will be within the next couple weeks, but I doubt that beats it. But that stadium in Inglewood is unbelievable.
I bet it is.
There's not a bad seat in the actual field. They call not Bon Jovi. I'm looking at the chat, but for Metallica, the field says Snake Pit. So I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if the field is the entire stage or whatever, because you can't sit on the field. It says Snake Pit. So, the snake pit is like where they run into each other, like mosh pitting. Oh, mosh pit. Okay.
Yeah. They got different words. Yeah, fuck all that. I wouldn't want to be fucking hit around and push around and like when I'm trying to listen to the concert. Hey, Megadeth, Mr. X was pretty good too that night they were there. Megadeth, they were awesome, dude. We got there just in time to watch Megadeth start playing, and it was awesome. I mean, it was so awesome. Yeah.
I as far as the concerts, I haven't been to too many concerts in my life. It's not really my thing. I don't like that loud a noise and people, like that many people. Here's the concerts I've been to in my life. I have seen Wayne Newton twice. In fact, that was the first ever. I know that sounds crazy, but the first ever concert I ever went to in my life was Wayne Newton. I'm trying to think who else it comes off. Never been to Guns N' Roses. Like anybody that I would really want to see, that I would like go way out of my way to see, like a Queen or a Michael Jackson. They're all dead.
Yeah.
So I can't. I mean, Iron Maiden or any of those or Guns N' Roses, even they're just like, or they're way, way past their prime. Maybe Metallica isn't, but anyway, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. But yeah, thank you for coming on tonight, Mr. X. I appreciate that. You don't even.
And I called Jim right before I came on. I got back, called Jim, and I woke him up, and he's like, "Dude, I'm going back to sleep." So like he was half asleep when I called him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told him that you were on. He's like, "Dude, I'm half asleep. I got to sleep." Because I guess I called him twice, and I woke him up twice. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It's whatever. Now listen, I have an idea. This is just something I'm throwing out, something I haven't talked to Jim yet about. Okay. But I want to throw this out there. You could say no to it. Jim doesn't even know about this yet. Now, when I go out to Las Vegas next, I'm going to be stopping at a place in an area called Yermo. And there's a gas station there. It's got a big ice cream cone looking thing. It's called Eddie's Gas World or Eddie's Gas Station or whatever. They sell candies and ice cream and stuff like that. Okay. So I talked about this on another show. They got all these candies in there. Eddie's World is what it's called. So one of the things that I talked about on the other show was these gummy worms. Okay. And I will offer $50 of the Mr. X fund that anybody who can eat a bag of those gummy worms that are the sugar-free gummy worms. And here's what would happen. You'd have to eat it at the beginning of the show, and then we would check in with you at the end of the show. Now, here's the disclaimer here. I had a buddy who got those by accident. He ate a third of the bag and shit himself for about a week. So if you don't have a strong stomach, I ate like 2 of them and I was sick. This is not supposed to, I mean, I will buy it. I will mail it to the person.
I'll do it.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
All right, we're going to have to talk about this in the future, but I want to. I don't want you to get sick.
I got a
I don't
strong
want you to
stomach.
get kind of ulcer that all of a sudden it's my fault.
No. I take real full responsibility. Like I said, I'll eat those worms.
Okay, then what I will do is and you can always say no in the future. Next time when I'm out there, I will buy them. Okay, and I will
Okay.
show them to you on an upcoming show because I'm not going to be out there till the 16th, 17th.
Okay.
I will stop there. I will pick them up. I will show them to you, and if you decide, then I will mail them to you.
Okay.
Even if you have them and you still decide, you could look at the package, you could read about them, and you could still say, if you have the package, no, I don't want to do this. Completely fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm very. And guess what, Mister? Did you see that mask I was wearing?
Yeah, I did.
You
I like.
want to see it again? You want to see it again?
Yeah, put it on. Look at you.
You see that little strip of hair right here?
Yes. I think that's a great idea if just Mike loses that he has to shave his head only to have that strip of hair on the top.
Yes, sir. Just like that.
Yeah.
Because guess what, Mr. X? I know how to do it. I know how to beat him. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I know how to beat him. I know what it's going to take to beat him. It's going to just take 2 bites to win.
Good. That's what I want to hear. I just want to make sure that you're okay. The most important thing is health. If you don't think you could do it, don't do it. But this man's challenging you, and he's willing to risk his hair to do it. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? I've been doing a lot of thinking too. I should. If I lose, If I lose, I should be man up and do something that he would like to see me do. Like he invited to shave his hair off. Now I don't mind doing it either, but I have my own clip. I have my clippers here, but I just don't have. I can't. If I shave my hair, I'm going to have to put something down to catch all the hair.
Well, here I look at it like this. Look at it like WWE or pro wrestling. You're the current champion. You have the belt. So he has to beat you. You don't have to beat him. If it's a tie, you win. You're still the champion. Let's just say it's the exact same moment. So he's got to beat you in order to be the champion. And in order to do that, to have an opportunity to be the number 1 contender, he had to beat your time, which he's already done. Now, to challenge you, to put an extra stipulation on, to really make him the number 1 contender, he put up his hair. I don't think you need to offer anything. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. He is willing to risk his hair for an opportunity at the championship. Now, if you lose, you go to the bottom of the pile. The back of the line, as they say.
Well, I don't think I'm going to go to the bottom of the line. I think what I'm going to do is because and believe it or not, if you lose in boxing, you have the right, or WWE, you have the next day or the next time you go on wrestling to reclaim your title.
Yeah, an automatic rematch. That's true.
Automatic rematch.
I mean, this is the tightrope that Jim and I are walking. I mean, we like to see people eat disgusting things or, have a duck eat something out of their mouth. But we don't want to see anybody get sick either. I have a feeling that even eating half of that bag will give you gas for like 24 to 48 hours because whatever is in those gummy worms is not a human stomach does not break that down correctly. Okay. So like, I'm telling you, this is why I would just say, even eat 1 or 2. I mean, you'll have gas all night. It's unbelievable. Is it like, excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Is it like a trick candy? Like a trick?
No,
trick candy?
It's something that's in that sugarless candy for like diabetics.
Oh, okay. I still want to do it. Oh, okay. I still want to do it. I can do it.
But it's harder for us. I mean, it's for people who are, who are diabetic or can't eat sugar, xylitol. The human stomach can break down sugar pretty easily, but that non-sugar I don't think it's supposed to be in the body. And like, it tastes the same. It's not meant to give you gas or it's not a spoof. That's why I want to show it to you before I even send it to you. So you can look at it, you could read about it, and you can say, yeah, this isn't for me. So you can look it up, because all of a sudden you have an allergic reaction and you start quivering. People are going to start coming looking for Mr. X. Now
Yes,
it's my
sir.
fault. So we got to be careful with this. And also that goes back to the butter idea. You know, you get your automatic rematch, obviously, even if you lost. But if you ate it back to back, now you could get sick. Nobody wants to see that.
Right.
I mean, I kind of want to see it, but you know, not at anybody's expense. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we'll figure that out. I mean, just whatever's the safest way, because eating a stick of butter on its own is pretty crazy, but eating two is a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
But this right here, and let me put this on one more time for you, Mr. X.
Yeah, put it on.
When Jim Terry, I think you were there when he gave me the name.
Yeah, I was there.
Sloth, because my name is Johnny Yarborough, but he met me as Johnny, and then he said, "Wait a minute," because I smiled at one time, and he saw, and he says, "Wait a minute, I know who you look like," and then he says, "You look like Sloth from the Goonies."
Yeah, hey, you guys, that's right.
And so I got this mask at Amazon for $15.99.
Well, hey, that's cheaper than the Mr. X mask. I mean, you beat me on that then.
Yeah, I will. Hey, Mr. X, and I do have you and Jim a Christmas present that I'm gonna be sending out soon as I can.
If it's a shirt for Jim, like the one, I know that last one isn't your fault. Jim does not wear a large. I still have that shirt. I'm going to do one big mailing of different things that were sent to me for Jim. But yeah, that shirt, I'm probably going to still send him, but it's too small for him. He likes his shirt, you know, like the baggy clothes and all. He likes like an X or a 2X, especially if he likes big sweaters like that. But anyway, you get the point.
That's what I told, and that's what I told the quarterback, his ex quarterback. His ex quarterback to get him a 2X, and he came out and says, "Hey, this is all we have."
Well, hey, I mean, you got what you got. I mean, it's nice that you even went there. Beggars can't be choosers, so he can't.
That's right.
But by the way, Ronnie James Dio, I'm a big fan as well.
Yeah, and it ain't going to be shirts. It ain't going to be something y'all can put on. It's going to be something that you guys can maybe use in your studio or use in your using your studio, something like that.
All right. Well, just, don't expel yourself. What's the word I'm looking for? Don't use too much effort.
Right. It was just something for when I went to that warehouse and I came back. Jim asked me what I was doing in the car, and I told him I was coming back from my speaker guy, and so I got a good deal. I got like 40 items for $100, man. And so that's when you came on and says, "Look at that guy. He goes get stuff. He gets the job done." And like I said, I just like getting good deals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to do it that way. And Jim likes, you could do this for your own show when people bring things. Like sometimes I don't even ask Jim. Like I didn't ask him about that fucking thing, the gummy worm thing, or any of this stuff. Sometimes you just bring something, or like you got the sloth mask or whatever. You know, just bring something. And it either, you try things out. Either it'll work or it won't work. People will laugh or they won't laugh. Like when I did the Doug puppet, I thought people thought it was going to be stupid. I did and I was trying to do it, and people were laughing and having a good time. Maybe because they never seen anything like that before. But you don't want to do it too much either.
Yeah.
And did you know this too? I heard this the other night. Did you know, somebody just mentioned in the chat about you getting some new ink? Did you know about the Doug? No thanks. That lady, Crime and Justice, has a tattoo of Doug's logo on her arm. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that, and I don't watch him anyway. I do not go to his channel. I do not watch him. Period.
Yeah, I jumped on Danielle's channel last night. Then I went on Crime Time with Jess, and she, I was on each one for a little bit. Probably Crime Time with Jess a little bit longer, but it was cool to be on. I like Danielle and her boyfriend. Then Crime Time with Jess, I like her too, but I feel like I'm talking to my mom. But yeah, she's good too in a different way.
Hey, I want to excuse me real quick. Ruben Sanchez, thank you for coming over, and I appreciate you coming on my show tonight. And I appreciate that what you said to me earlier. And God bless you, bro. You have a good night. Ruben Sanchez
is a good guy.
Yeah, I
emailed him back. I kind of owe him a phone call too, but I've been in and out so much. But
right.
it's just hard to catch up with everybody. Sometimes just, I know Jim doesn't like to do email. Sometimes it's easier for me to send a quick email than, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. You're right. You and Miss T and just Robbie are not nobody's secretary. You know what I mean? I don't like how people come at you and go, well, Mr. X, they're doing this. Can you tell them to do this? No, you don't. I mean, you already have a job to do, and I love the way you do Jim's show, like all the special like gimmicks, like when the show that comes like before the show comes on, it says Tuesday, and then there's a girl standing out in the rain, and it was raining and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how to do none of that
stuff. Betty Hayward did some of it. I'm doing, but I'm doing a new one that is going to be a new opening at the beginning of the year, and is also going to be, I hope it is, but I hope it's the first T-shirt, because everybody's been talking about doing these T-shirts. So the new opening, which I already have the storyboard for it complete, which will also be filmed, I'm thinking after Christmas, will be at the beginning of the year. It's all going to, so like those kind of things I come up with on my own, but Betty Hayward's doing stuff too. So everybody contributing helps, certainly alleviate me. But don't get me wrong, anybody who's, a VIP Plus member that contributes as much as you do, Sloth, I don't mind replying to. It's just like somebody I never heard of, who's never really been part of the show. Tell Jim he's this and that. Fuck that. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah. So I'm gonna sound like I'm playing favorites here, but if it's somebody I know and I've talked to a lot, I have less of a problem doing it than somebody I don't know at all.
Right. And that's like all the people that you like, all the VIP members and all your subscribers and Jim subscribers. And, and I'm part of that. And I'm part of that too.
Of course. I'm
a VIP member, and I'm a subscriber to you and Jim Terry and Mrs. T. I sub to all three of you guys. But anyway, like I'm saying, everybody that's in the chat room and y'all's chat room, they Mr. X, I will sit there, and while I'm listening to you or I'm listening to Jim Terry and I'm watching the chat room, everybody gets along in there. Everybody talks so smooth to one another, and I love that. That's what it's supposed to be about, is loving each other, being nice to one another, and not being so scandalous and being haters, because none of us don't have no time for haters. If you're a hater, get the hell out of our chat room.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. And there are some people though that were like, that still like Jim, but were like excommunicated from Salty. A guy like a Phil, he was not. I don't think he's a bad guy, but him and Ty aren't going to get along, so they're going to fight back and forth. Right. So there are those examples that are kind of buck the norm, but that's okay. Well, I mean, what can you do? I mean, they got to have fun too.
Right. This one person sitting there, I wish we could do a Jim Terry weight loss challenge. Jim would coach us all, LOL.
Probably would. It's probably yelling at you.
Yeah, yelling at us. But like I said, I can chase, I might be a big guy, but you know what? I can chase those footballs down and make sure he gets them back.
Yeah, I know he's still working on that. It's just a matter of time. And some of these things that he's trying to get going, it's always a second or third step. Here's an example. Somebody was going to get a tattoo. Well, number one, like that lady, Stony, she's got to be willing to get it. She was willing to get it. Then the tattoo artist has got to do it for what Jim, can. And then they got to record it. And it's the same thing as that kicking thing. You got to get Guinness Book. You got to get this. You know what I mean? It's like, right. So sometimes I'm telling Jim, it's like, you got to stop having where it's like 3 or 4 steps, because one step along the way could ruin a great idea.
Right.
Have
you ever, I was going to tell you this. I was going to tell you and Jim this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. I have an opportunity to go get some tattoos removed. And she told me if I do that she'll be able to, I can be able to do it on YouTube.
Ugh.
No.
Tattoo removal?
Yeah, tattoo removal. What it is just a bunch of lasers. I got 2 kisses. Remember the tattoos on my face?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get those removed.
Now let me ask you this: what compelled you? At what point in your life did you say, "I want to get a tattoo on my face"? Like, where did you come to that decision? Okay, this is really funny. Okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus San Francisco 49ers, and I bet it on that game. And I said, if I lose,
I will get a pair of lips tattooed on my face. So guess what happened?
They lost.
Pittsburgh Steelers lost to San Francisco 49ers. So I had to get the tattoos on my face, and I kept my word.
Wow. That's big of you, because I would have told the guy to go fuck himself. I'd rather just give him $500.
And then I told him. So anyway, the lady, what's so funny is her last name is Sanchez too, and she said that she can remove them for $150 for both tattoos.
So you've already done that, right? You've already had removed.
I've already started the process on it. When I went to rehab, the rehab people says I was doing so good, so they said we know we have ways to help you get the tattoos started. So they helped me started, and one of them is almost gone. It's just the outline is still there, and a little bit of color of the lips are still there.
So you got them removed. What hurts more, putting on the tattoo? Because I've never had a tattoo, or taking it off.
It hurts more putting it on there, right? Because it's right here by my eye. Yeah. It was right here by my eye. And that's where it would hurt, because your nerves and your eye is going like 100 miles an hour when the tattoo gun's by your eye and your eye's twitching real fast.
Fuck that. I had LASIK. That scared enough of me. My eyesight was supposed to get better. It did for like 5 years, but I know that, and I don't want to keep harping on this, but I know this is something Jim has wanted. We need to get that bathhouse tour at some point. I think that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing you should go do in case you lose a stick of butter challenge. Because I don't want to keep bringing it up, because then somebody's going to take a clip of Mr. X and say, Mr. X keeps asking about a bathhouse. But this is something Jim has wanted. This is something that nobody's ever seen in person that isn't part of that community. I would like to see it. I would like to do a tour with that and have a Jim Terry voiceover, maybe with Michelle, and quarterbacking us through it, and we could figure it out that way. Just got to find a place to do it. Well, but there we go. 1 or 2 people removed again. It gets hard.
Well, you know what, Mr. X? How about if you come with me?
Fuck that. Fuck that.
It's a joke, brother. It's a joke.
No,
it's a joke.
I know, but that ain't happening. No way.
I thought I'll just ask, because but I'm gonna need a little bit of help this time. I know I don't usually ask for help from you guys, because I just go and do it. I just need a little bit of help this time.
What do you need help with? Explain it to me.
Well, for one, I need help with a little bit of financial to get there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then probably the financial to get inside the door.
So what are we talking?
I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet.
Okay. Well, I mean,
last time
I don't want to. I'm offering up Jim's show. I got to make sure Jim still wants it. I just know that's something he mentioned before in the past. By the way, touchdown Chargers, 16-10. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I it's Jim's money. It's Jim's show.
Right, and not only that, they're so strict there. They probably won't even let me. I probably can do it on a down low, like a live walkthrough. But I can't.
What if Jim just called him up and say, "Listen, we got this radio show, our YouTube show. There's a lot of people have been talking about this. It's kind of been like an ongoing joke. After seeing the whole Dahmer thing, everybody wants to see, or maybe that's not a good example to use, but after seeing some shows, people are curious to see what that looks like. When are they not open?
They're open 24.
I guess that's how you word it, like 7 a.m. Or they're going in there at noon.
They're open 24 hours a night.
Okay, so that's a problem.
You can only do 2 shifts, from, like, say if you from 8 to 5, and then from 6 to 8 hours. You can only do
I'd
2 hours.
Have Kurt Wadsworth go with you. He'd go. But anyway, yeah, no, I mean, that I didn't know. See, that shows how little I know about it. I thought that, like, even a peep show closed down for somebody to clean the fucking floors. So I just figured it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
Like a gym or something, like even LA Fitness closed down. They say it closed down at midnight and they open back up at 6. But I guess that's the peak hours there at night.
They don't have a gym there. They have weights there though. They have weights there. They have a bath. They have bath saunas like where you can go in there and where you sweat where it's real hot in there. A sauna. I think that's what it is. A sauna. It's a sauna, and then they have a jacuzzi there. They have a swimming. One place has a swimming pool, and a jacuzzi. They got the upstairs deck where you can go smoke a cigarette and other things up there on the upper deck on the top floor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm already getting grossed out just hearing it.
Well, you brought it up.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. But, after seeing the Dahmer show, I've never seen one in a movie or TV. Not that I can ever aware of. Certainly that's not been that prominent. Like that show really showed it, and obviously probably showed it in a very poor light. But, I never even thought about it because, I always hear about that in LA, that's around and they're like, oh yeah, that's one right there. And I'm like, I've driven by that place 300 times. I didn't even know what that was. I just thought it was a small building, it's not like they stand out and have neon signs or anything that I'm aware of. So, okay.
I got this one person. He says, Johnny, how much can you bench, bro? You look built, bro. Well, thank you very much for that nice compliment. I don't lift weights at all. It's just I used to be muscular back then in the day, but I have a big old belly. That's what I have now. That's what you're seeing, Mosley. Not my belly, but you're seeing, I look built, but thank you for the compliment, bro.
Everybody gets older. That's okay.
Yeah. I'm 47 years old.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, well, not everybody, you can't stay 25 forever. That's what I mean.
That's right. That's right.
But Long Beach, that's another thing I was saying about Long Beach is I've never been in that airport. I don't go down there very often. I think the last time I was down there, I told you about it. I was in that Wilmington area.
Yeah, I love Wilmington.
Queen Mary. I think I went to one convention down there. I did one film down there one time, and I think that's about it.
Hey, you ever met that lady? What's her name? Throw mom off the train.
You talking about God? She's dead.
She's dead. No, yeah. Where she goes to her son. She says, "Get me up Coke."
Right.
Hurry up. She says, and then she goes, "What was her name? What was his name? Danny DeVito. What was his name in the movie?
I can't remember."
Anyway, you love your mama. You love your mama. Anyways,
she died in 2008. So, and I didn't know this. I mean, I'm looking it up as you're talking about. She's buried in Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which I don't know if I've probably been to Hollywood Forever Cemetery more than I've been to Long Beach, but that's where all those stars are buried.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Peter Lorre. What's that one? The guy who was from the Ramones. He's got a phenomenal gravestone of him playing a guitar.
I don't remember.
They're all in that Hollywood Forever.
Oh, really?
It's right next to Paramount Studios.
Be cool, Mr. X. You can come to our beach. You can come to Long Beach and do a film here on our beach too.
Well, Long Beach is better. It's funny. Long Beach isn't Orange County, right?
No, Long Beach is not. Well, Long Beach and Orange County, they ride on this. They ride on the same borderline.
Okay, because I remember. Long Beach. I live near the beach, but the thing with the Long Beach, at least Orange County, there was a film commissioner up there that was named Janice Arrington, and I don't know who the film commission is for Long Beach because I never looked into it. But it's not a bad idea. It's just Orange County was so wide open back in the day to film. They didn't even have permits for some area. Like I'm trying to think, what's that one place? Not Tustin. But further down, the one that has
Irvine?
the Ferris wheel.
Irvine? Oh, Irvine.
Yeah, Irvine Spectrum. It was free to film there, and I was looking at trying to do an action scene on that Ferris wheel at one point for a producer, but, the permit's free, but not shooting at that mall. That wasn't free. So, but I don't know about Long Beach. But, Ty Corbin, I will be in Vegas next weekend, it looks like, unless something crazy happens. Plans could always change. But, I've done a thing before where I looks like I'm going to drive. I'm not going to drive. Somebody's going to drive me. But when I've done a thing where I'm going to fly, and if I see the weather's bad, I don't go. So, we'll see. And by the way, the Spruce Goose is actually, that's funny you mentioned Queen Mary and Spruce Goose. Spruce Goose was built here in Playa Vista, and the Queen Mary is right where Sloth is at in Long Beach. So
that's right.
Those are the two kind of epicenters of both. The Spruce Goose building now, I think, the YouTube building is across from it, but I forget what's in there now. I don't know. It used to be a film studio.
Go ahead, keep talking, Mr. X. Go ahead, keep on talking.
That's it. I'm just kind of seeing the chat as it's going by.
Yeah, I'm writing somebody writing somebody back too. So I'm writing somebody back in the chat because I don't know how to bring them up I don't know how to bring them up like where it says Johnny Show or on my ribbon it says Gay Sloth and it gives my Cash App. I don't know how to bring the chat room.
Yeah, Melissa got it right. Dr. Bailout is the chauffeur. He will be driving Mr. X. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Dr. Bailout.
And then the other thing, there was somebody who asked for the email, and
that's what I was asking.
I don't know who asked for that email, but I did give out an email for that Christmas challenge, and that's where a lot of people kind of got that email, but I'm thinking about shutting that down.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, because that email, I put it on the VIP Plus and some of the haters got it. It's not the Mr. X email. I mean, I'll just say it on here. I don't give a shit, but that email is going to go away. It's, if I'm not mistaken, let me just look it up real quick just so I have it correct. It's JimTerryTVGifts@gmail.com. That's the one that was for that book giveaway that we started. So that one's going to go away, but that'll be still open for a limited time. I mean, the book thing's over with, but I still check that every so often. But so now I'm checking the Mr. X email. I'm checking the gifts email. I'm checking the Jim Terry email. And it's just like, I got to get rid of one of them. So that Jim Terry TV gifts@gmail.com is going to go away next, but I'll probably keep it for another couple weeks up there. So that would be the best way to get your information. Just tell me who you are. We'll figure it out.
Mr. X.
Yeah.
Is it true that, that when people asks you for I had these two people, they wanted me to send them a string of lights and a Bluetooth, right? Mm-hmm. So and I said okay. So and then I gave them my email address for them to email me back, not through the chat though I didn't, but I gave them through my email. But they never respond back to me. So I said I guess they didn't want it. They were just talking all that smack. You know what I mean?
Right. And I here's another thing that I've had before too. I mean, don't click anything if anybody sends you anything on any of these emails, because what they try to do is get you to click something to get an IP or something or other. So you don't want to click anything unless you really know them.
Right.
And the other thing that I've done before, and I know this is going to sound like a cash grab, but I don't give a shit. Like I came up with, I didn't ask anybody, is somebody sent me like $10 and then they said, hey, how can I get in touch with you? And then I sent them $1 back with my email. So I've done it that way a couple times too. But I'm not saying that so somebody sends me a cash app, then all of a sudden I got 50 people to respond to. And I mean, right now there's like about 10 people I kind of keep in touch with. You have Jim's email, which I think is the one you sent it to, so which, I mean, obviously I could respond to that too.
Right.
But Jim, I mean, there's now there's becoming 3 or 4 emails. It's becoming a lot.
Okay.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it does matter. Some things matter to some people,
Well, it's just, I want to be fair to everybody. And I think that goes to what you're saying too, is like, you want to keep in touch with everybody as the most you can. And the best way to keep in touch is actually here on these shows. And, because then I could talk to a chunk of people at one time versus individually. Like, here's an example. There was a really nice lady who was asking questions about that thing that we did, the breakdown of all the money that, some of those creators earned. And she wanted me to ask Angela and then go back and then, give the information. She asked a valid question, but, those kind of things, like if you have, and I did do it, but if you have like 4 of those, now it chews up a lot of time. And then there's always the, hey, how come I can't get, and this is going to happen to you too. I mean, you're at 1,000. How come I'm not getting notifications? And you're like, oh shit, well, I don't control it. So, I mean, but you want to help them. So, I mean, what do you do?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I had somebody in the chat that said they wanted a Bluetooth speaker. They wanted to buy a Bluetooth speaker, but I don't know how to. I don't want to give out I don't know if I can give my email address to somebody in the chat room. And then if I don't want to ask them for their email address either, because I don't like.
What I would do if somebody wanted to, your Cash App's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
Send them $1. Send you $1, and then send that $1 back with your email address, and you'll know if it's a real person or not. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how I've done it.
Okay. So if anybody wants to purchase a Bluetooth speaker, you can send me $1 to my Cash App, and I will send the $1 back to you with my email address. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And it'll say like in there, or they could just send you the email address right there. I mean, either way.
I agree.
But it's like there's like a little note you could put in there.
Yeah.
When you're replying or you're sending somebody, something, and that's how I've done. I've done it like that 4 or 5 times. I just want to do everything on the safe side, and not too much of, I don't want nobody. Because I want everybody to feel comfortable with me. You know what I mean? I want everybody to trust me. I don't want nobody not to trust me, because when you get one person not to trust you, it's over with. You know what? And you bring up a great point, because when we did that book giveaway, there were a handful of people saying, I don't want to give out my fucking home address to you guys. and they were smart to say that. So a handful of people, I actually called them and said, this is Mr. X. Like, you know who this is, or you can call Jim, because obviously Jim's number's public. So then we ended up doing it and, sending them out. But, that wasn't a grab to try to get an address or anything. That was just a giveaway that Jim and I discussed doing. Why not try it and see if people enjoy it? Anyways,
you know what? Go ahead.
No, that's it.
I'm surprised I see Ty Corbin in the house tonight. Thank you, Ty Corbin. Thank you, Ty Corbin. Come join my show. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. You know what? I was going to ask this to Ty Corbin, and I was talking about this on Crime Time with Jess, and I talked about this with Jim a little bit, and I'm curious for anybody, these people who are also in the, that are YouTube people or whatever. They said, Crime Time with Jess told me that there's some kind of law by having Chase Venstra on a phone call on Jim's show. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the law? And they're like, you're not allowed to have it. That's what she's told me on the show last night. I'm like, well, we haven't been contacted by anybody. I'm wondering if that is a problem. Like, if anybody knows anything about it, because I looked that up today and I couldn't find anything about it. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh. People are talking, like the one lady. So every once in a while, you'll get one person to say, this is this law in this state, or this is going to happen to you guys, and it's just one person, and then nothing happens, or it doesn't check out. I'm just curious if anybody's heard about that. Maybe Robbie knows it or something like that. Robbie's here too. All right. Hey, Robbie. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you here, Robbie. Thank you for coming. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Hey, Mr. X, I'll be right back, okay? I got to get me another drink. You know what? You know what else I would say to Crime Time with Jess, that I've seen, now that I think about it, there are true crime people that have people recorded from prison all the time. So I don't know. I mean, you hear shit all the time. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. So Johnny, a.k.a. Gay Sloth's got Trump's head in the background. He's got the lights, which are giving me a seizure fit. Might have to put something else up that's not my face like that. But yeah, guys, Jim's sleeping. I tried to call him, see if he would be up, see what's going on. Johnny's got his show. Obviously, like, subscribe. You know how that goes. Johnny's trying to get up to that 4,000 hours like I am on Jim Terry TV 2. We're getting closer, but yes, that's the harder one to get of the two than even 1,000 subscribers, it looks like, because you got to continuously have people watching, Well, Mr. X, I was wondering if now it says you can for the 24,000 watch hour time. They says you can only do that in 12 months, and my show's already been on. My channel's already been on for a whole year already. Right, but isn't it in 12 consecutive months? No, not 12 consecutive months. I just got my 1,000 subscribers when you guys sent those people over there to my show and go tell them to go subscribe to me, and I got the 1,000 mark subscriber. And now I'm wondering if, even though I don't have my watch hours right now, and I eventually get them, then will I be able to get monetized?
If you get 4,000 hours within the next 6 months or within the next 12 months from when you got monetized, my assumption would be that you got it.
Right.
I mean, there should be a section that says monetization. You click that, you should be able to see it.
Okay.
No, I'm not tired either. It's just sometimes seeing the chat, like it's continuously moving, like it makes fucks my eyes up. It gives me a headache a little bit. So,
oh, you want me to try to stop it?
No. It has nothing to do with you. I'm trying to read the chat too, but
okay.
I guess I don't have to necessarily.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
No, you don't have to stop it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going real slow as it is. Hey, I was going to ask you, Mr. X, what do you think about this? I was going to bring it to Jim Terry. I was thinking about doing a dance off or a music trivia or a movie trivia too. I'm thinking about doing a trivia, but the only way I can probably do a trivia is they have to call in to give the answer. Right?
Right.
Because you can't ask in the chat room, well, if you think it's this and this and this, give me a 1 or a 2 or a 3. Then everybody would, you know what I mean? Then everybody would be like let's just use you for an example, okay? And use me for an example. Me and you are trying to go answer if the guy asks you the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say, do you know what is the last Freddy Krueger? What part of Freddy Krueger? What is the last Friday the 13th that Freddy Krueger played in? And then you answer it, and then you try to answer it, but you don't answer it. Then I try to answer it, and I get it right. But you see what I'm saying? I think I should just do the call in. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, because people do like to call in. I mean, and I think the answer to that question would be, I mean, not that shitty remake you're talking about, but I think the answer to the question is Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
I don't know if it counts as that new Nightmare where they have somebody else play Freddy, which is garbage. I don't think that counts. But the best thing I think to do is, and I've done this, is you could go down to Ralph's, get one of those little shitty phones. They're on sale right now for Christmas for like $20. And then the card, the track phone card is $20 a month. It gives you 1 gig, like internet surfing, which I don't even use. If you're on Wi-Fi at home, you can use it that way. People like to use Google Voice too, which is fine. But this is nice to have a cell phone. That way you could travel with it, even though I never take it with me. But
like this one,
it rolls over to the next month. So if you don't use that 1 gig, it goes to the next month and the next month, as long as you keep re-upping it.
Oh, really?
Yes, $20. I mean, it's nothing.
Hey, you know what, Mr. X? We've been live for 1 hour and 12 minutes now.
Oh yeah, all right. So you're racking up the hours. So you're racking up the time. But yeah, that's the idea. And if things ever got too crazy on the worm line or on the call-in phone, just get rid of it. I mean, what'd you lose? $20, $40? I mean, whatever. And
we got 28 people watching.
All right. Well, it's better than none.
It's better than none. No.
I think Melissa says, I think Mr. X would blow us all away with movie trivia. It depends on the year. Certainly 80s, 90s. I would know a lot about that. But if you start getting into 60s and 50s and stuff like that, probably not. It just depends what the era is.
What do you think? Mr. Williams said, well, I love Michael Myers movies, and the first one is the best that came out in the late 70s.
Yeah. So it came out in 78. That's Halloween. It's by John Carpenter. I could tell you a lot. I mean, certainly horror movies I could tell you a lot about. Yeah, obviously that's a great movie. And the second one isn't that bad either. But the interesting thing about that whole Halloween series is the third one, the Halloween Season of the Witch, where they were going to change it. Do you know about that movie?
What movie is that? Halloween?
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
No, I never saw that one.
Okay, that was the one that didn't have Michael Myers in it. They did the first and second one as kind of like it's a long movie. And then every Halloween movie thereafter, they were going to do a different Halloween themed story. So they did one without Michael Myers, Halloween Season of the Witch. It's about these masks the kids are going to put on during Halloween. And it's actually going to kill kids. It's crazy. Right. It's the only movie that ends badly. Like it ends not in a good way. And it has robots in it. It's real weird. But the movie didn't do well. But it got this weird cult following. And in fact, the last in Burbank, California, near the Burbank airport, they had a Hollywood collector's show. And all the people from that movie were there signing autographs. That's part 3. So then 4, they went back to the Michael Myers stuff. And since then.
Halloween
People
2.
want the Boogeyman and not the series.
No, not
you
the
know what I mean?
Boogeyman. Hey, you know Rob Zombie, don't you?
I don't know him. I've heard a lot about him. I mean, I know people who have worked on his films that have worked on mine. Everybody says nice things about him. I talked about him the other night too.
Yeah, he's a giant. He's a real big giant, and he has long hair.
Yeah,
and
of course.
you know, and everybody that was on that's with Rob Zombie, you know, believe it or not, those guys, some of those guys are off of his band that are playing some of the parts. His girlfriend or his wife, she
Sherry
played.
Moon.
Sherry Moon. She played the Jamie Lee Curtis, not Jamie Lee Curtis, but she played the cousin in one of them, I believe.
Yeah. She's the blonde lady. She's in all. She's in every one of his movies. And by the way, Halloween 3, I just watched it. William M. I just watched it again the other day. That guy that's in that movie is such a creep to that younger girl. Like I looked it up. He was like 48 at the time, and she was 25. And if you look at him, he's such a pervy creep in that movie. Like that. There's no wonder that came out in like 1983. Like that could not come out today, but people like it.
See, the only reason why I know about Rob Zombie because I love his music. His music is really, really cool.
Yeah, I like I like the fact that his early movies like House of 1,000 Corpses and The Devil Rejects, like those are shot on 16 millimeter. They got a really funky look to them. So they remind me of 70s movies. So I mean, I like his stuff, but and I like his music too.
Do you like the paranormal movies?
No, I don't like found footage movies.
You don't think those are real?
No, they're not real. Fuck no. Those aren't real. In fact, I know somebody was talking about Blair Witch earlier.
Yeah, that's me.
You're talking about QVC. So I worked at Home Shopping Network in '99, and the guys who worked at Blair, I worked with the guys, the directors of Blair Witch in 2003. And I've told the story before, but I remember in '99 when I was working at Home Shopping Network, that tape before that movie came out, people thought that was real. I remember them passing it around in the studio saying, this is a real thing. And then the movie came out like 6 months later, and everyone's like, okay, this is bullshit. But I remember when it was floating around, because those guys went to University of Central Florida, which is near Orlando. And at that time, I was near St. Petersburg, Florida, which is where Home Shopping Network Studios at. And I was hearing about them. And then who would figure it out that 4 years later, I'd be working with them.
Mr. X,
way down the ladder.
Mr. X, you ever been to a Halloween house?
Yeah, like
haunted house,
like at like Universal Studios and stuff.
Yeah, that or not Scary Farm or I was just going to ask if anyone went to the haunted house on the floor 13, the 13th floor. Let me tell you something.
Scary Farm one time in 2004. That's the only time I've ever been there, other than most recently when I did that live from there. But I don't know, something about Knott's Berry Farm. I mean, I love the chicken there, and I think it's worth it to go. But it's like stuck in the 1970s or something.
Yeah. Anyway, this new haunted house is called the 13th floor, and there were big movie stars, like movie stars that couldn't even get up to past the second floor, the third floor. I saw it on YouTube, and let me tell you something. It is scary.
Is that the one you got to sign the waiver for? It's in Fullerton.
I think so. I do. I think so. That's the one in Fullerton that you have to sign a waiver. And but if you go through the whole thing, they do something special for you. I think they give you, I think, $1,000 or something like that. They can send you on a trip, but I really didn't get into it. I really didn't go. I missed going to. Now I used to work. Believe it or not, I used to work at Knott's Scary Farm when I first started working there back in the late 90s. I was the Mummy. You remember the Mummy, Return of the Mummy?
Yeah, of course.
I was the Mummy. Yeah, I was in the Mummy. But when I went, then after after that season was over, then I went to go back to 2 years after that. I don't like the pigs. I hate the pigs, man. The pigs freak me the hell out.
I could see that. Yeah, that's definitely. And 13th floor, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a difference between having, being scared and then being terrified. Like, I mean, at some point, if they're fucking going too far, it's too much for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't like loud noises, which is why I'm not a big fan of concerts in person. But, people coming up and popping things in my ear, Next thing I know, I'm taking a swing. You know, it's just not good for me.
No. Hey, can I say something else to you?
Sure, you say whatever. I mean, it's your show.
Hey,
You tell me.
I'm just saying. I remember when I was young, and I was with my friends, and you know those little white popper things, them little poppers that you throw on the ground and they pop loud. Well, anyway, my friend threw one at my other friend, right? And I was like bending over to pick up something, and I came right back up. It hit me right in my ear, and it popped. Oh my God. That fucker hurt. That fucker hurt forever, man.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff. That's why they don't have California, don't have fireworks. Gia says, hey, Mr. X, they are casting a new movie here in Cincinnati called The Wise Guys. You know, you're seeing more films shooting outside of Los Angeles because these different states, including Ohio, have film incentives. Just like that's the reason everybody was in Louisiana and Georgia for a number of while. So that's not shocking. And by the way, speaking of amusement parks, Gina, and your area in Cincinnati, Mr. X is very familiar with not what am I talking? Not Berry Farm. It's called Kings Island. So Kings Island is another amusement park that's owned by Paramount Studios, Gay Sloth. And it's got this wooden roller coaster that's called the Beast. And the two most hardcore roller coasters I've ever been on in my life are the Beast at Kings Island, which is not too far from Cincinnati. It's a wooden roller coaster. It goes clear back into fucking woods. You don't even see where it goes. It's just real violent. You know, like it's rough. And that one that's at the state line, I'm sure you've driven out to Vegas before, Prim, Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay, they had that yellow one at Buffalo Bills called Desperado. That one's closed down. Those are the two roughest, and I'm not saying scary, but like not smooth roller coasters I've ever been on in my life. My chest hurt after going on both of them. Fucking had a heart attack almost. Anyway, I'm rambling about stuff.
Now go ahead. That's what I'm doing. I'm rambling. And hey, thanks to you, you're helping me go. We're at an hour and 21 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I think that they people always complain. Big Honky Mama says Cedar Point is better than Kings Island. I've been to both of them, and I liked Kings Island better. So
yeah,
maybe that was because I had less weight that day, and it felt like it was bigger and spread out. I don't know. Maybe because of the location. Maybe it was the time that I went. When I went to Cedar Point, which is another amusement park, Gay Sloth, that's in Sandusky, Ohio. The Raptor was brand new. That shows how long ago that was. Which is an inverted roller coaster. It's a green roller coaster. Anyway, I know a lot about roller coasters too.
Hey, do you know when I went to Las Vegas on my 21st birthday, I rode the Stratosphere, and oh my God, that scared the shit out of me when I rode that ride.
So weird. We were just talking about that last night on Danielle's show that's the only one in Vegas I've never been on. So weird that you say that. So you went on that.
Yeah, it was scary. It's
gone now, you know, right? It's been gone.
No, I didn't. I haven't been back to Vegas in like 7-8 years now. You know.
Oh, yeah, it's been gone since I moved to LA in 2004, and I want to say it's been gone since I moved here. I don't know if that's ever been up since I moved to LA. So it's been maybe even gone for like 15 plus years. They took it down. I mean, there's still rides up there, but yeah, it just goes around the kind of the loop of it. I heard it was terrifying.
They got this one ride out in Colorado. I forgot what amusement park that is out there in Colorado, but they got this one roller coaster that it's a slingshot though, but they put you out at a 90-degree angle. Like your chair just keeps on tipping until it gets to 90-degree angle. And guess what it does, Mr. X?
What does it do?
It drops you.
Ugh.
Oh my God. And I saw the kids on that ride. I said, that would hurt my back if I got on that ride and do that.
Well, here, let me do this. I'm going to give you guys my pitch I've been talking about this for years. I've never said this on a show before, but it goes to both things that we're talking about here. Roller coasters and haunted houses. Okay. So I've had this idea for years, and I've been talking about this idea for years. Have you ever been to a skiing area that has those like alpine coasters? It's like a one-person roller coaster, and you kind of looks like a little go-kart, and you just push it forward, and you go down. It's like an alpine coaster. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay, so basically they have all these alpine rides that are usually in ski resort areas, and you go up. They have them like in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. You go up to the top of the mountain, usually in a ski lift, and they go through the woods all the way down the hill, and it's like a single track. It's not. It looks like a roller coaster that's on the ground. Okay, it's like if you could almost touch the ground if you weren't moving, and there might be parts where you're up higher. So this has been my idea, and I've been saying this for years. I think it would be a great idea that you have some kind of story, a horseback story, a hayride where you're going to the top of the hill. Maybe you have an actor who's saying, hey, there's this zombie outbreak and stuff. You get to the top of the hill and then bang, you have to escape. This is like within the story of kind of like the haunted house. And the only way to escape is the Alpine coaster, which goes down the hill. As you go down the hill, then you have all your haunted house characters spread out throughout the fucking woods at night, popping out, slowing people down. Now there could be there's some moving parts there, so it might be dangerous, but I think that would be terrifying to go through at night through a wooded area on a slow alpine coaster basically by yourself with people popping out of the woods. To me, that would be different. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's my pitch. I want to see that.
That'd be awesome.
But I don't know how many alpine coasters are in, you see them in like Sweden and stuff like that, or in the Smoky Mountains. I don't know how many are in California. I don't know if there are any.
I think there's some in Colorado, I believe.
Yeah, Colorado, they have them. Yeah.
It
might be too cold too, so that might not work.
There's
probably a reason they haven't done it.
Are you talking about those pine coasters that you can ride, that you see when people are skiing and you're sitting on it and you're just going and you're just riding along and looking at the whole scenery? Is that what you call it?
Not like a lift, not like a ski lift. It's more like it looks like kind of like let me see how I could put this. Like a roller coaster. It's got 3 rails, but on the rails is like a single person. Sometimes it's 2 people, but it looks like a golf cart. And if you push the lever forward, you go down. You're like it moves you. And if you push it back, that's like your brake. But it just goes down the hill, back to where the original ski area is. It's an alpine coaster. So maybe I could put a video in the chat of what it looks like.
Okay.
And then you could see what it what it is. But that's the idea. They've been around forever.
Yeah.
There's one in Pigeon Forge, for example, which is I'm gonna get this. If you guys don't know what this is, Pigeon Forge is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's kind of a tourist area, but I'll put it in here. I'll put it in the back chat if you want to check it out later. But that is an alpine coaster. Okay,
you can show it if you want to.
I don't know how to bring it up on your thing, but I'll share it with you just here, just as we're bullshitting about it. If you want to check it out later, but
cool.
That's what I'm talking about. There's got to be somebody. Maybe I missed. There's got to be somebody in this chat who's been on a fucking alpine coaster before. What am I, from Mars or something?
I've never been on one. I've never been on one. I don't know. I've never seen them. I've never seen them.
Check the video out later, and I put it in the back chat.
Let me see the private chat right now.
Yeah, check that out. But anyways,
is that a link? You gave me a link. You gave me a link.
I put it in see the private chat, like the back chat.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. And I'm seeing it right now too. Oh, okay. That's
what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. It almost looks like a bobsled.
Yeah, it looks like a bobsled on like
a waterfall one.
And they have a bunch of different names, Alpine Coaster, yada yada. But so Just Me said that they went on one and they never go on one again. But they have them all over the place that have big hills. But it's like here's a perfect example. A city like Salt Lake that that has hills, or I'm sure they have them in Park City or some of these skiing areas like before. And I don't know. Obviously, it's already cold up there, but it's December now. But September, October seems like that would be the perfect time for this.
Yeah.
And somebody said in the chat that they hear that Bigfoot, Laura P says she hears Bigfoot likes peanut butter. Yes, that's true.
But
that's from a Jim Carrey TV prank.
But you were talking about doing that at nighttime, though, right? Right in the nighttime, right?
So if you did it okay, here's the idea. You hire an old actor, right? Like some actor who's in his 60s that who's probably not working anymore, and you have him host this, kind of like a scene, like they have a dinner theater almost. You have them host something where they're going up into a haunted hayride to the top of the hill. And that way you can bring 30, 40 people up there. And then the story is that there's going to be, I'm just riffing here, but there's a zombie outbreak. And the only way now to escape is to get on the Alpine coaster and go down the hill. And as you're going down the hill, obviously you'd have some of it lit up, but you would have different creatures pop out of the night in the woods. Now, if you saw that Alpine coaster in fucking Pigeon Forge, imagine that at night and people popping out, but you zipping by on the coaster at like 20 miles per hour. They wouldn't be able to touch you, but it could be scary. And it would be something different that I've never seen before. You're the one that's moving. They're the ones that are stationary. There's my pitch for you. But I think the insurance would be crazy.
Oh, wow.
Get those actors out there in the woods. Because a lot of they're in a haunted house and they just pop out and then they come back, pop out, come back. But if you had a guy swing a chainsaw at you while you were going down an Alpine coaster, the only thing that's different about this is when you do a haunted house, you do it with a lot of people. So you go through a line with like 4 or 5 of your friends and you're kind of all enjoying it together. Well, this year would be either 2 people can be on the Alpine coaster or 1. So you're kind of enjoying it by yourself. So it's not like the theater experience where you're watching a movie with a bunch of people. Sometimes a movie's better with a lot of people, especially a comedy or a horror movie. This might not be that because you'd be by yourself or one other person. But it would definitely be a different experience. I just never heard anything like that, and maybe there's a reason why. That'd be great if you could shoot them too. Laura P said she would be packing. Maybe you have a little paintball and you can shoot the zombies as you're going down the hill. I don't know.
Like with a paintball gun.
Yeah, the paintball gun. I mean, the ideas and the opportunities are almost endless.
Yeah.
There'd be one asshole out there that would sneak in a real gun and ruin it for everybody.
Laura P says, I'll be packing, LOL.
Yeah.
A Sasquatch. It says a Sasquatch caught me one time when I was very drunk about 30 years ago. I just never saw. It's never been the same after that.
That they're talking about that Jim Terry VIP Plus prank where he calls that Sasquatch radio show.
Oh, okay. I never saw that yet. I'm gonna have to go see that.
Yeah, you got to listen to the Sasquatch radio one. That one is I don't know what number it is off the top of my head, but I think that's what they were alluded to at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
A haunted zombie alpine paintball coaster trail. There you go.
There
Perfect,
you go.
Patty. Yeah, that's it. Now you just worded it better than I think I took 10 minutes to explain it. You got it in about 6 words.
How about this, Mr. X? You know how you said you like to write it in the dark, right?
Yeah.
But here's what I was thinking too. Like right in the very where it's pitch dark, where all you're hearing is the roller coaster rambling. Okay, like you know what I'm saying? Like
oh yeah,
and stuff like that. And but then like in the trees, like somebody comes down and tries to grab you out of the seat.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Exactly.
That would be so cool, dude. That'd be so cool.
Is there a horror movie roller coaster? I mean, I guess there's like a kind of one about like dinosaurs and shit, but not really, not like that, like you're saying. You know what I mean?
You know who to ask that question if we can ever get him on the show, but he's on Me TV. He's Steve Gooney. You ever know who he is, Steve Gooney?
No,
Huh?
No, I don't know him. No.
Sam Gooley.
Okay.
But he tells
Ben Gooley.
Yeah, Ben Gooley. There you go. He does old scary movies like back in the day, like Frankenstein and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's like a Joe Bob Briggs that does hosts old horror movies. Yeah, I know. I now that I know who you're talking about, sure.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. But then he has this little fish on there too, acting like the fish, like a puppet. There's a puppet fish called Stony Goonie or something like that.
Yeah,
he's cool too, though, dude.
There's a lot of crazy stuff out there that could work within this, but anyway, I've actually never played paintball. Just me. I've never, actually one thing I don't think I've ever done.
There is a movie what you're talking about though that had the roller coaster in there. it was a scary movie. I now it's just ringing a bell, but I forgot what movie it was.
Now I'm going to look it up. Is there
You
a horror movie?
remember, okay, what's the girl name? What's the girl's name that played the lead girl that was played in Scream?
Nev Campbell.
Yeah, and she was in that movie. She was in that movie with that had the roller coaster in it, but it was like a more of an action drama movie. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was
I am seeing, now that I say this, there looks like there is a Universal, like the Mummy roller coaster, which I don't know if that's really a horror movie, but like the Mummy roller coaster. I'm kind of seeing different ones that kind of go into, because they have that one scene in there where all the little beetles come out and then it goes backwards. I think it's at Universal Orlando, but nothing like what you're talking about. Something's fucking coming out of a tree at you or something. There's supposed to be a Final Destination one where it looks like it's going to break off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's complete yet.
There's going to be a Final Destination. I thought they already.
Ruben Sanchez is saying that too, and actually, I was seeing that as I was looking it up. But
I thought there were already one. I thought there was already one already made.
Maybe there is. Maybe I'm seeing something from 2020, but who knows? Anyway, yeah, we get the Saw movies. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Okay, good job, Dolphins.
Yeah, 14-17. Maybe Jim isn't quote unquote sleeping.
Okay, I got a question to ask you, Mr. X.
Sure.
And you could tell me. I want you to be straight up with me and be honest with me, okay?
Okay.
If you and Tennessee Gambler and Jim Terry had to want to make let's just say if y'all made a bet on Gay Sloth or Just Mike, who would you put your money on?
Right now, I mean, I'd probably rank it I'd probably put you as a favorite at about a -130, which means you'd have to bet 130 to win 100 on you. And he'd be about a +115, which means you'd be a slight favorite because don't forget, as a challenger, he came in and ate that real fast and he beat your time by half. Now, what we need to do to make it fair is there needs to be and I don't know how Jim's going to do this, but like if somebody has it more melted than the other or a different type of stick of butter, I mean, there's a disadvantage there. There's a competitive disadvantage there. So how can you keep it the same when you guys aren't in the same location? I would think that you could probably beat it, but I think that yours was harder because you had never done it before. Now there's been months gone by and people are thinking about how can I do it faster? But since you're the original, you could probably wolf it down faster. He's probably been sitting there in some basement thinking about this for 6 months. Actually, we've only been on for about 4.5, so probably 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could probably beat it. I would say that you would be the -130 favorite because you got to always go with the former champion or the current champion.
Right. And the butter has to be, and it says real butter on the wrapper. It says real butter on the wrapper. That's real what mine butter, says.
Yeah, because if he eats, like Ty's saying that like white butter is easier to eat, it's got to be real butter, and it has to be. It almost like it would only be fair if it's going to be thawed out. I mean, maybe it shouldn't be thawed. Maybe it should just be a straight out of a refrigerator, not
right. But if there should be somebody like you or Jim should have us put the butter up to the screen. And y'all check it out before we even, you know what I mean? Like, make sure it's.
I mean, that way
make sure each
cheated. It could be like it almost has to be the same stick of butter, the same company, because I don't know if there's a softer one than other, or if one's kept out. Like, it's a competitive disadvantage. By the way, good night to Melissa. Have a good night. Be safe. She'll catch up with us later. A lot of people, you have a lot of people, Johnny, that kind of come back and watch it later. They catch up now and then they see what's over. But
am I going too long? Am I going too long?
No. Actually, it's the longer you go, sometimes the better it is. But for the hours, it seems like people like longer videos because what I think happens is, at least our audience is 76 or whatever it is % women. These ladies, they're working, they might be at home, they might be doing something, and they put the show on kind of as white noise in the background. They might not even be watching it. They put it on their TV or on their headsets, and it's just like kind of playing. as they're doing something or at work or driving somewhere. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those things where they'd rather have a 3-hour show because it takes their mind. It's like listening to a song, like an hour album. It takes your mind off the weight room or whatever you're doing. You know what I mean?
William M says, let's do an all night stream.
That's the Shack Lady thing. See, now I think that gets.
I'm not just Shack Lady, man. I like I said, I don't want to. I want to do this right way. I want to earn my hours the right way. And
I think an hour to 2 hour and a half to 2 hours is plenty, because people start to especially. I mean, we're kind of just riffing here. It's not like we have a topic that we're going on, because like when we had topics about, for example, when we did Doug, a reply to Doug. Next thing you know, it's a 3.5 hour show, and we weren't expecting it to be more into an hour. It kind of starts cooking. The thing with Stiffy started cooking because that was impromptu. It's not like we pre-planned her cutting the back of her hair off that one night. Now her shaving the rest of her head, yes, that was like we knew that was going to happen. So the organic stuff sometimes will make the show go longer.
Right. And the other thing is that when you start seeing your chat room getting smaller and smaller, that means it's almost time to wrap it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I mean, I think if you're having a good time as a host and you're, even if you're up there by yourself, I don't really necessarily look at it as the chat being bigger or smaller, because here's the thing that you're going to find out with your videos. At least I see this with Jim. There's a lot of people who watch them later. They're catching up with them. So there might be somebody in Australia that can't watch it now, but they want to watch it later. Or they're just behind, like they're at the 10-minute mark and we're at an hour and 41. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like you go when you want to go.
Okay.
I mean, that's how or when you have nothing else to talk about,
Another thing is, if I have somebody on with me like yourself, because you're a very important person. You're a very important person to the YouTube, New World Order, baby. Like Tennessee Gambler says, you and Tim Jerry are New World Order, baby. Right. New World Order.
Yep. Absolutely. You're part of the New World Order too. I am like big sexy Kevin Nash. That's me, and that's my
hell yeah, baby, hell yeah.
That's my role, and I love the New World Order in the 90s. I still have the original T-shirt from 1997, and I'll tell you this is 100% a true story. This is not bullshit. I still have the original T-shirt from when the NWO was big in 1997 from World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and I have that. There's a photo of me, if you can find it, wearing that T-shirt that I still have to this day that's all faded and everything when I won Homecoming King at my high school. That's a fact. I was wearing that New World Order shirt when I won Homecoming King. Granted, there weren't many people in high school, but I still won it. You got to beat somebody to be the best.
Yeah. Mr. Eggs, did Jim ever tell us who was in the hospital?
Yeah, so I explained that. So here's the story behind that. Lady Luck is in the hospital. The lady who was a pretty large contributor to Jim's show. So this is why this got confusing to me. Now I'm re-explaining something that somebody explained to me. It's like that telephone game. So here's what happened. When the Divapus situation happened, I guess Lady Luck went into the hospital. I think I'm telling this correctly. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Somebody who's a friend of Lady Luck has access to her email. Maybe her friend, maybe her sister. She said this friend on Lady Luck's email to Jim's email, and now I'm reading it, that Lady Luck was in the hospital and they're standing up for Divapus, whatever reason. Okay. And they didn't even explain what reason. And I read the email incorrectly and I'm like, what the fuck? Divapus is in the hospital? But that's not accurate. So then I came back and I reread it again because I read it out loud. I was reading it to Jim out loud. And I was like, oh, no, it's not Divapus. Lady Luck is in the hospital and her friend is speaking for her. Lady Luck is a lady who's from Australia and this and that. So I wrote, even though she doesn't like us anymore, or this friend doesn't like us, I sent a nice email back and said, listen, I don't have a problem with anybody. There are two sides to every story. And that's it. And then I didn't hear from her again. That was it. Yes, okay. Lady Luck from Australia, Ruben Sanchez. So that's the story. That's who's in the hospital. But also, and this can also get confusing because the Shack Lady was out and about. She had some kind of hole in her heart. You know, I had somebody in the chat say, "Hey, can you put me in touch with the Shaq lady? I had a hole in my heart."
I know. That's where you get upset.
Yeah, I mean, if you, what does she need advice from somebody who's also a YouTuber? I mean, I'm sure she's got a hole in her heart. She'll figure that out.
Yeah, she better get it checked out too.
Yeah, and then if I say that, then I'm the dick.
That's nothing. That's no. You're like we were talking about earlier. You're nobody's secretary, though, Mr. X.
Yeah. By the way, I think that was a field goal by the Chargers. I almost called them San Diego Chargers.
Well, there you go. There goes the mask again.
There's the mask. You're back. Now, let me ask you this. We were talking about this the other night. Have you ever gone down to Tijuana? You ever gone down to Mexico?
No, my boss told me when I was working with my boss. He told me that I should not go to Mexico right now because of what's been going on.
I haven't been down there.
I never been. I would like to go, but I never been.
What about San Diego? Do you go down there a lot?
No, I haven't been to San Diego in like 5 years.
Okay. I want to say it's been about a year or so since I've been down there. It was a lot more bummy more recently than I remember.
Do you remember the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, one of my favorites. Sure.
Yeah, William says, love the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, into the WWF. Now, that's when I watched, that's when I used to watch wrestling, when it was WWF, World Wrestling Federation. But the reason why they had to take that off of there, because they had a World Wild Federation. Is that right, Mr. X?
World Wildlife Fund, yes.
Wildlife Fund, okay.
So what happened was the World Wildlife Fund, I guess the animal rights people were getting pissed because whenever they would show up to somebody and have the logo up that said WWF, by the way, wrestling is another thing that I know a lot of trivia about. They said, where's the wrestlers at? And it was pissing the animal rights people off because the World Wrestling Federation was more popular than the World Wildlife Fund. So they had to change the name. And at first they went to WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. Then they just went to that acronym WWE as a brand name because they try to get the wrestling out of it.
Okay, hold on, Mr. X. I got something to say. Sherry Lynn, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Cheryl Lynn, and hopefully I think Cheryl Lynn was the one who asked for that email. And I think that hopefully she got that now because I mentioned it earlier.
To who are you talking about? Email to me or her?
She wanted my email, and I mentioned the gift email that's still active currently, which sooner or later is going to be gone.
Okay. Thank you again, Cheryl. And like in the other time, Mr. Ruben Sanchez, thank you for saying the Cash App also, buddy. If you never got me to tell you that, but thank you again.
Very nice of them. Ruben Sanchez, a good man. Cheryl Lynn, a good lady.
Yeah. Mr. X, Mr. X, is there, if you want to say anything about your Cash App, you can go ahead and do that too if you want to.
Well, of course, everybody knows the Mr. I appreciate that. The Mr. X Cash App is money sign. I sound like I'm some kind of fucking televangelist or something. Money sign Mr. X MRX TV. I take all monies. I take monies and I put it back into the show. I take monies and I spend it on myself too. I'll just be honest about that. But I'm putting everything back into Jim's show and putting it into this opening little scene. But hey, if you can't, I'm just happy you're here and having a good time. So I'm not expecting anything from anybody. That's
right, me too.
So I mean, I would rather see. I think probably everybody is in here, but I'd rather see people subscribe and do the watch hours because having the channel monetize, man, that's really important too for the future stuff.
Yes, sir.
So Cheryl Lynn got that. Okay. So yeah, if you need, and the only thing I ask Cheryl Lynn, and I know that, obviously I know who you are and I know you're a contributor of Jim's show. Please don't start an email, and you're probably not going to. Can you tell Jim this? Because I mean, I'll probably respond to you, but I've been responding to you. I'm not the secretary because Jim doesn't answer emails. He's stopping answering. I mean, it's hard for me to get him on the phone when the show's not on. Sometimes the best way to get a hold of him is just on the show. Yeah.
What
I mean.
Mr. X, I'm just asking another question. I'm going to ask this for the whole chat room. Do any of you guys are ready in case something, like in case Russia decides to throw a nuke up in the air or whatever? Are you guys ready? Do you guys have a face mask? Do you guys got the right proper gear? Because I hope you guys do, because I don't want to see none of our family members here or our family that's in the chat room, plus the Jim Terry family, Mr. X family. And you know what I'm trying to say, Mr. X. I don't want to see none of us hurt if Russia decides to throw a nuclear up in the air, because
I think you're talking about urban preparedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is the thing. This is the question that I would ask you. Number one, if it's an atomic bomb, and let's just say, for example, they were going to choose downtown LA. Well, you would live. Now, the fallout would probably fuck me up before it would, but you would, because you're a little bit further away. There's a website out there that you can. It's like it brings up Google Maps, or like a kind of a map in general, and you could put an atomic bomb in the size of the bomb, all the way up to the largest bomb ever, called the Tsar Bomba, which was released, was done by, I don't know if you know this, but the biggest atomic bomb ever was done by Russia. It's called the Tsar Bomba. Okay. And you can do any size bomb, from the Hiroshima bomb to the Nagasaki bomb, and put that into downtown LA or any city, St. Louis, and see if it would affect you. Now, I've done this already, and because this is something I'm into. So you're talking my language now, and it wouldn't affect me here in Playa Vista except for the fallout. It's not like I would melt away like Sarah Connor and fucking Terminator 2. But right. Yeah, you're right. I don't have a mask or anything like but I think that you would be, no matter what kind of mask you have, you're going to have a problem with the fallout anyways, and the radiation. Right.
And that's right, William. Nobody wins a nuclear war.
I'd be shocked. I think the only way that you'd be able to get away from that would be have an underground bunker. And there's a company, I've talked about underground bunkers on another show before, but there's a company in Arizona that I've spoke to the owner, and it's called Atlas Bunkers. And this guy's got a YouTube channel. He's a really kind of oddball conservative. I'm not saying anything about being conservative, but he's like really like super conservative. Okay. And with that being said, he's like conspiracy conservative. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's weirdo liberals too. So don't get me wrong. But he's got this YouTube channel, and all this guy does is build bunkers, like the pro level bunkers. And he sends out, he'll send you out like a pamphlet of ones you can buy. And the guy's clearly got the best bunkers.
Right. But, here's my thing. If you really look at like Japan and South Korea and like the ones that are our allies, at least they got something to cover for their people. Not our United States don't even have to cover their own people. They only got enough room to protect the congressman, all the congresswomen, the president, speaker of the house, all the government officials. They got somewhere to go. Now look at our police officers. They don't even got nowhere to go for our police officers. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. But here's a little story that I got told in Long Beach. Okay. Long Beach does have an underground.
Okay.
Underground. They have underground tunnels, and it goes all the way towards the Catalina.
Huh.
Yeah. And I was thinking about wanting to go down there and check it out and see who I can talk to about going down there and filming that. You know what I mean?
Hell of a video. I'd be really interested in that.
That would be very interested. And
sure.
I just don't want to sneak in there. You know what I mean? Because you never know what's down there. Oh shit.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a risk though. I don't want to tell you to do anything, but if there's I've been to Catalina Island. That's a hell of a dig. I mean, who funded that and when did that happen?
I don't know. I hope I'm right about what I'm just got done saying to you guys, that it goes from Long Beach to Catalina. I don't know. That's what I think I heard, but don't hold me to it. But I will find out more about this for you, Mr. X, if you want me to.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested, because how many miles is Long Beach? I've done Marina Del Rey to Catalina on a boat. So Long Beach to Catalina is 22 miles, or about an hour and 15 minutes on a boat. So you're talking, some people say 29 miles. So somebody would have to build almost a 30-mile underground, under the sea tunnel.
Right.
Why the fuck would they do that? How is that humanly possible?
Well, you know, Mr. X, Long Beach used to be an old naval base.
Yeah, and there are those islands out there, and obviously France to England, there's one there, but that, I mean, people travel on that every day, you know, but like a hidden secret one. And obviously we have one that goes from downtown LA all the way to Universal Studios underground, but like that's public and that's really well known. And that took tons of years to build. I don't even know how many years to build, but why would people put in that much energy to build a secret one? That's, I mean, not that it couldn't be done. It could be done. But why the fuck would they do a secret one like that?
Well, Stage Tech says, no, Johnny, no way. I guess he's telling me that there's no way to go from Long Beach to Long Island or whatever.
Catalina,
I mean, yeah.
Because
I don't know.
Catalina before, and you know, I think Palos Verdes is technically the closest to it. But you're talking, I mean, if that tunnel exists, or if that was ever even attempted, as in started, that would be really interesting. But I just don't see how that's humanly possible, or how that would never, like, here's something interesting about Catalina that I never heard anybody talk about. At one point, the Chicago Cubs did their spring training out there. So, like, I mean, there are things about it that not a lot of people talk about unless you spent some time out there. Now, could somebody have come up with that idea? Sure. But I've never heard of that. I mean, could be true just because I didn't hear about it, but also that they have an airport there, and I guess the airport there on the top of Catalina is fucking terrifying to fly into because it's on a hill. So,
yeah, it says right here. It says William M. just wrote, "I hope that the world's going to come to an end, and I hope it happens soon. This country is out of control with all the shooting and murders happening daily." And that's one thing I want to say. If you never know what's going to happen the day after day after day. And I did a little video on a special. It was called The Special Message, and it was talking about your loved ones and like every day when you wake up, make sure you tell your mom or your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your brother, your sister, your sons, your daughters, or your uncles or aunts. Tell everybody that you love them every day, because you never know when it's going to be the last time. When the last day is when you get to say "I love you," to say like "I love you, mom," or I love you, dad. You'll never know when it's going to be the last time you say that, because the world can end just like that with a snap of the finger. You know?
Yep. Well, I think if it was, I mean, you're absolutely right, but I think if it was going to end, or if somebody was going to be sly and do it, you'd be better off doing it with a virus than, because they would know where the bomb came from. You know what I mean?
Or even Planet X. Let Planet X hit us. You know what I mean?
What is that? I don't know what that is.
You know what Planet X is?
No.
Planet X is what's going behind the sun right now, and it's like it's like another whole world behind. I don't know how to explain it. I just know I've been seeing them on there's a YouTuber that I watch. Her name is Gina, and she talks about Planet X because she goes on to, like, you know,
Neptune or something. Oh, it's a duplicate Earth. Okay,
it's a duplicate Earth. Yeah, but it's just so weird to me, Mr. X, is that. Or even a little asteroid. I don't want to be no ash to nobody's. I don't want to be ash to.
Is that some flat Earth shit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like along the same route. Like, hey, on the opposite side of the sun, when you just can't happen to see it, there happens to be another fucking Rick and Morty planet where everything's upside down.
Yes.
Called Planet X.
Yes.
Well, maybe on that planet, Doug actually has a dick that's bigger than 3 inches. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he's got like a 10-inch on Planet X. That's where Doug's got the 10-inch dick.
How would you like to have the world? How would you like to have the world go out, Mr. X? Would you rather see a nuke happen, or would you rather see an asteroid, or how would you rather see it happen?
Like the world ending?
Or the world, just the world ending. How would you want to go out?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't really want to see it end at all, but
me either. I guess I asked the wrong question, but I was just asking, what do you think about how would you? Man,
How would it happen, or how would I like it to happen?
How would you like it to happen?
That's a really good question. I have to think about that. I mean, that's a tough one to answer. Well, I would hope that it wouldn't be. I would not like it to happen as anything that a person did or that we did. You know what I mean? I don't want it to see it like be any kind of global warming or anything that people are, nuclear bombs. But I guess if I had to choose for people in the future, obviously this wouldn't happen in my lifetime because I don't have to worry about that. That's why I litter, because I'm not going to be around in 100 years. What does it matter to me? So what I would like to see is an unexpected asteroid. That way you just kind of just don't know. It's like getting hit by a truck.
Right.
Nobody suffers and it's over. I think that's, if I had to choose, that would be the best way to do it. But this is happening like when people are basically turning back into monkeys, which we're getting to that. Right.
And if you look, and if you look what's going on, like back in the day, I would never had no time. This is the first time I have any time in a long time for YouTube. I never had YouTube. I never had enough time for a computer at all. Right. You know what I mean? But now, because I don't work no more, because I do work sometimes, but I don't work. You know what I mean?
Right, of course.
I'm not trying to be getting rich off of YouTube either. I'm just doing this because it's a hobby now, and I love doing cat videos. The way I would like to go out is if an asteroid will hit the Earth.
Yeah. So we're on the same thing. And here's the thing. Let me just back up a second before we get to the Planet of the Apes asteroid scenario. Nobody ever has to feel bad about earning money or giving money on YouTube. There's this theory and I know this is from some people. So like, Sloth, I hope you earn $100,000 next year on YouTube. If you do, good for you. Fucking go get it. But anybody like these people who say, I heard Crime Time for Just say, I don't want to earn any money. Or like the thing, and I know that there's some people out there that want, that are emotionally involved. Hell, I would take the $200,000 for Dylan Rounds in a heartbeat. I just would. I'm not judging anybody who wouldn't, but I don't think there's anything wrong with working hard and getting paid for either your hard work or your effort if you want to accept it. If you don't want to accept it, that's a noble thing. I respect that too. But there's nothing wrong with taking money and bettering your life for whatever that is. By the way, you can send a Cash App to Mr. X TV money sign at the beginning of that.
Hey, right. Mr. X, I just want to tell you thank you for coming on tonight. Like I said, I live in an apartment and I don't want to be too loud or be too loud or disturbing my neighbors.
Right, yeah. You want to wrap it up? That's cool. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you having me on, and
you're more than welcome to come. You're more than welcome to come here anytime that I'm on. You and Jim Terry got stat. Now I know, and didn't I say I was gonna, when I get this down, I was gonna nail it, and I think I did nail the StreamYard. Now I know how to invite people. I know how to put them on.
Yeah, you're figuring it out.
I'm figuring it out.
So Ty Corbin said something real interesting. Mr. X, read the stipulations on the 200K. No one's getting that money. You know what? I've never seen the stipulations. I just know that number's out there. I would love to know where those stipulations are at. I would love to read that. I think that's fascinating. I don't know what the stipulations are, and I don't even know where I can read that. So if there's that information is out there, I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that would be interesting. And obviously, probably they have it set up, probably what Ty Corbin saying about the $200,000 with Dylan Rounds. It's like kind of impossible to get it. You know what I mean? There's probably some stipulations that make it kind of difficult to give. But I think the biggest thing is if anybody found that kid, it probably would be in any way at this point would probably be worth a lot more than any kind of money that anybody could pay, because it would bring an end to all this madness. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's probably worth more than any kind of dollar sign.
Yeah. You know what? Like me and you come on here. We don't come on here I'm speaking for myself because I can't speak for nobody else. I come on here to do the YouTube thing because I love to do it. I want to nail it down, like how I want to nail it down how to become a better YouTuber, how to become a better person in life, just in life, period. The more you live, the more you get more wise and you get more smarter too. You know what I mean? Like you and Jim, and Mrs. T and just Robbie, you guys got this down. And I love it the way y'all do y'all's backgrounds. I love the way y'all do y'all's
Well, I think that Jim and I have also crossed over what they call the 10,000 hour mark, where you become an expert at it. And I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm closer to getting an expert at it. Certainly not with YouTube, but just doing this kind of media format. I've been doing it so long with Jim that, you know, when you hear somebody like a Salty or you hear a Doug and like they're writing a script, not really. I mean, I guess from their point of view, it's a script, but we just been doing it so long, it's not hard for us to come. What would be difficult for them? It'd be like explaining to a 5-year-old how to drive. Like, how could you drive a car? That's got to be hard. Well, once you're an adult and you've been driving for 20 years, not really. And it's just, you might be at an earlier stage of that. It's just that we've been doing it longer. Doesn't mean I'm any smarter or any better. It's just, I've been, you know, like Howard Stern does it every single day. 5 days, 5 days a week, 3 hours a day for 30, 40 years. Of course, he's going to, he's phenomenal at it. Plus, he's talented. So, I mean, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, just like anything.
Right. And Mr. William M., yes, I would love for you to come on my show next time I'm on. No, there's not a problem there, brother. You're more than welcome to come on. Anybody that wants to come up on the panel, they're more than welcome. But you have to give me, when you do, you have to, is that right, Mr. X? They have to send me their email for them to give them the link?
I mean, there's a couple ways you can do it. And this, I wouldn't suggest this off the bat with you until you're fully monetized. You could put it in, you could do like a Shaq lady does, where you put it in the chat. But now you're putting, and Laura P, no, I'm not going live tonight. I'm going to watch the rest of this game, and then I'm going to do another VIP Plus prank later tonight. So I just wanted to come on here because I saw Sloth was up, and I wanted to help him. I say what's up, kind of chat anyways. I don't know if it helps or hurts, but the point is I'm not going to go live. But you could put that that thing in the chat, but just be warned that if you put it in the chat for the, you could get anybody that can come up and porn bomb you or do anything crazy. I would suggest knowing the person.
Knowing the person first.
Yeah, like you don't know me, but you know of me, and we've interacted here long enough. You know that I'm not going to bring up a dick picture and ruin your channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, like I wouldn't do it to anybody that you don't know. Like if it was a Ty Corbin and you know it's Ty Corbin, sure. You know it's just Robbie, sure. But if you've never heard of the name and you've never had any kind of interaction with them, I would just err on the side of caution.
Okay, thank you.
That's my suggestion to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Or you could just have the phone number, and if they could say whatever words they want, which really doesn't hurt your channel, and you can hang up on them.
Right.
That's the other way to do it.
So so right now you advise me just to take it more slower and do it like that.
You could do whatever you want. I mean, like just me saying, well, you could put the link up and then, and then delete it right afterwards. Yeah, you could do it that way too. Sure. But I mean, somebody could screen grab it, and then a lot of people, sometimes when they put the link up, they won't allow them to come on the show unless they show their face. Like backstage, they have to show who they are.
Right. And you know what? And if certain people will get away on my show, like for you, you'll get away with it because you are Mr. X.
Yeah, I've never come on camera on anybody's show but Jim's. Never.
No, I'm talking about anybody else that wants to come onto on my panel, they have to show their face. They have to. But we all know you as Mr. X.
And Jim knows me, and I've been on so many hours, 100. I don't know if I'm getting close to 100 hours now, where I've never even done as bad stuff as Jim has done.
How close are you?
Not that bad,
Mr. X. How close are you to get monetized?
I think I'm about maybe 1,500 hours short, maybe a little bit less, maybe 1,000 or so. But I mean, it's just going to be a matter of doing, a couple more pre-show lives. What I was doing was the pre-shows on Jim Terry 1 and 2 so people can super chat and super sticker. But what was happening, because Jim's 1 is monetized, but 2 is not. But what was happening is people were putting money in and giving money for Jim's show. They weren't going to Jim Terry 2, so it wasn't getting the hours. So that was the trade-off. So now I'm just like, well, let me just only have it on Jim Terry 2. I have the Cash App if people want to do it, and let's just get the hours that way. Then we can do whatever we want from there.
Right.
And Sherilyn, I'll check out that email tonight. That's it. Yeah, I think the easiest way to do it, but you're also opening up Pandora's boxers, is to get a phone. But now just be ready that people are going to be fucking calling you at 3 a.m. Like they do Jim. That could happen.
No, they won't, because I'll turn the phone off.
Yeah, and what I do is I just don't carry it on me. I just don't, and I have people call me or text or whatever, and sometimes there's only a handful of people that have it. I just don't keep it on me for that reason. So that's it. All right, well, I'm gonna peace out of here.
All right, you're out of here, bro, Mr. X?
Yeah, man. Cheryl, I'll check your email. Have a good night, dude.
Okay, you too, Mr. X.
All right, peace.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say good night. Thank you very much for joining my show. I appreciate one of you guys. Thank you for coming into the chat room tonight. And Cheryl Lynn and Ruben Sanchez, thank you again for this Cash App. William, I would love to talk to you more before I bring you on the show. I want to know who you are. I want to talk to you more about what we got to do. Guys, you have a good night. Thank you, Ty Corbin. You have a good night too, brother. God bless you. And I'm out of here, guys. Good night. Be good. Be safe.